What's going on, everybody? Back in a timely manner this time. Gotcha. No, I really just found records. That's pretty much it. Um, Hope everybody's doing good. Uh, I know out here the weather has taken a turn for the worse, actually. We didn't really get a fall out here. It just basically went straight to winter. It is raining. It is cold. It is gray. It sucks. But it gives me a good excuse to go looking for records all the time. I mean, not that I can't always make a good excuse. But anyways, did some digging in the area in the past couple weeks. But I also, this past weekend, I went down to Oregon to visit my girlfriend. So I did some digging, stopped in Portland on the way down and met up with Ilya. Did some digging in Eugene, which is where my girlfriend is. And then I stopped at an antique store on the way up. So I got like a good little tour of the state there. Really did some heavy digging. And walked out with some awesome stuff. But yeah, found a few things in locally. They're throughout this, but most of this is from that Oregon digging. Really just found some awesome stuff. Some stuff that I just am so stoked on. But anyways, this is what we're working with today. That's what we got. Not a large stack, so that's good. But this first one that I got, it was actually a local find a couple of weekends ago at a different antique mall. This is Baby Breeze by Chet Baker. This is an original mono pressing on Limelight. Now, I'm not the biggest Chet Baker fan. This was a good price. I saw that it was going for more, so I decided to grab it and check it out. I also didn't read it too closely. I didn't realize there was singing on this by Chet, and I'm not the biggest fan of Chet's singing. So, I got it, and I really actually enjoy the instrumental pieces, the actual, non-vocal jazz pieces on this. But the singing, I'm just not super huge on. So, this one I actually did end up selling already, but I still wanted to show it, just, if anybody's interested, in Chet Baker, if they really like him. It's still a good album. I'm just not huge on the singing. This next one is another local find of mine. And it is also one of the worst jackets I've ever seen in my collecting days. This is Patches by Clarence Carter. This is a destroyed jacket, but you see it does say promotional copy. It is a white label promo. Clarence Carter is funny because I tell people, well, not everybody, but I've told some people that, like, I found this record, and they're like, who's Clarence Carter? And I'm like, you don't know who Clarence Carter is? So I guess I failed to realize that Clarence Carter is not a very familiar name. Clarence Carter is a soul singer, also kind of a bluesman, kind of interchangeable within those genres right there. His first album, Testifying, is a pretty popular album, which is phenomenal. Would like to find a copy. This is Patches, though. This came out in 1970. This is in that same kind of vein, very soulful, very bluesy, earthy, but also fun. He's a great storyteller as well. And I was super stoked to find this. I found this at a Half Price Books for a good price. I mean, should have been with this jacket, but the vinyl's really clean. So I guess I have to find a nicer jacket for this, even if it doesn't have a promo sticker on it. I'll still try and find one. This is a great album, though. I really enjoyed the songs. I Can't Leave Your Love Alone, Your Love Lifted Me, and then the title song, Patches, which is kind of more of like a storytelling song, but it's really, really good, with some singing in there. If you don't know Clarence Carter, check him out. Check out the album Testifying. Check out this one. He's awesome. He's got a great voice. And also, recorded in Muscle Shoals, which, if you don't know Muscle Shoals, you should look into it because it's a really interesting story and there's a great documentary on it. Now we're getting into, I think these next two are from Portland, but whatever. So I actually, Ilya and I met up. We went to Dig Vinyl in Portland. That's the only place we could go. I kind of got there a little later than I had intended. So went there, had about an hour to dig, and I pulled out 4 albums from there. These next two are the 2 of the 4. This is Deep Inside You by Gloria Ann Taylor. Now, this is a 2019 reissue on Love and Hate. Let's see if you can see it. The originals of this are starting to go for 1,000 plus. With good reason. I mean, sort of, within some sort of reason, I guess. It is very rare, but it's also really, really good. Gloria Ann Taylor is a soul singer, and there's 3 songs on here. Really deep, soulful voice, over some funky backing rhythms and everything. The title track, Deep Inside of You, is awesome. Then there's one long track called Love is a Hurtin' Thing. It's about 7 minutes. It's really, it's got some real wah-wah guitar on it, really shredding material on it. Well, I shouldn't say shredding, that's not quite the right thing, but it, in the context of soul, I'll put it that way. If you know what I mean, I guess. I don't know. It's awesome. Check this out. Check out Gloria Ann Taylor and her original stuff. Very expensive, hard to find stuff. Even her 45s are hard to find and expensive. Not like $2,000 expensive, but still a couple $100. Awesome stuff. The next one is another soul album that I pulled out of Dig Vinyl. That is From a Whisper to a Scream by Esther Phillips. Original pressing on Kudu. This is an album I had been looking for. Really soulful and deep album. Esther Phillips, you know, she had a pretty long career, I should say. But this one stands out to me like a step above the rest. This album is just amazing. Her voice sounds awesome on it. The backing band is awesome. It's on Kudu. I really enjoy Kudu as a label. But yeah, I found this last minute. It was in the shrink when I had it. I know some of you are going to come after me at this, but I actually didn't realize it had some water damage at the bottom. And so I took the shrink off because it had a little bit of mold and I wanted to clean it up. But yeah, this is one I've been looking for quite some time. I actually have had a hard time finding this one. I've seen her other stuff on Kudu, but not this one. Not the best copy. It'll do for now. Check this one out if you really like some deep, soulful stuff. From a Whisper to a Scream is really good, and Home is Where the Hatred Is. That's an awesome song. I mean, it's just a very deep song. Check this one out. She's great. Her voice is awesome. This one I got down in Eugene. This is one I had passed on a copy of before. It's not super, super hard to find, but I had not seen another copy for a while. That is Proud Mary by Solomon Burke on Bell Records. This copy is still in the shrink. I have not ripped it off yet. I'm not sure if I will. I don't know. Another awesome soulful album. I've been on kind of a big soul kick lately, so finding all of these has been very, very awesome. I love this album. I love Solomon Burke's voice. I like his early stuff. I like his later stuff. This one in particular, I just love it. I love the sound of it. I love his cover of Proud Mary. I love the song I'll Be Doggone. That's a killer track. This is an awesome, deep Southern soul album. That's your thing. Check this one out. I don't think you'll be disappointed whatsoever. Really great guitar, just great playing all over the place. Awesome album. Check out Solomon Burke. Check out Proud Mary. Moving on away from the soul into some rock territory, somewhat. I found this one on the same day I found the Chet Baker, and it was a really good price. I could not pass it up, and that is Bo Diddley by Bo Diddley. Original chest pressing. Usually you find these ones really beat up. You know, I feel like everyone I've ever seen has been beat up, but this one is just perfect. And you can see my phone and the rest of my room and everything. But look at that. I mean, I was pretty astounded when I saw that. The jacket even is in really nice condition. It's got a little, like maybe 2-inch tear on the bottom opening part. I'm not going to be picky. This is a really clean copy of this one. Bo Diddley. What can I say about Bo Diddley? I've never talked about him on the channel, actually. Pioneer of the rock and roll sound. Just a great bluesman, great showman. You know, wrote some really awesome bluesy rock tunes. Like, I can't even think right now. What songs am I thinking of? Hey Bo Diddley, Who Do You Love? Classic track. Who Do You Love is one that's been covered so many times. The one that comes to mind for me is the Quicksilver version, the live version, which I absolutely love that rendition off of Happy Trails. Great track. But his version on here is the original, and it's got that it's kind of got that rockabilly sound to it a little bit, but it sounds awesome. I also really love his cover of I'm a Man, made famous by not Chuck Berry, Muddy Waters. Uh, yeah, just a good compilation of Bo Diddley's singles from the time. Killer stuff. They're usually not too expensive if you find a copy. Would highly recommend picking it up. Next up is another find from Dig Vinyl. Saw this for, I think it was like 12 bucks. Couldn't pass it up. Smash Hits by Jimi Hendrix, but this is on Track Records, which means it's a UK copy. UK stereo. VG. 12 bucks. I was like, I'm going to get that. I never see UK Jimmy, so, you know, I figured why not get the Smash Hits UK. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. It's Smash Hits. It's got, I mean, what's on here? Purple Haze, Fire, The Wind Cries Mary, Can You See Me, 51st Anniversary, Hey Joe, Stone Free, Stars That Play with Laughing Sam's Dice, Manic Depression, Highway Chile, Burning of the Midnight Lamp, and Foxy Lady. Some of the best of Jimmy. Awesome. Don't think you need to get a UK. Find the one with the poster. I love the poster. I've got one hanging up over here. Okay, so actually I got a story about this next one. So while I was in Eugene, the first place my girlfriend and I went was actually over to this guy's house. His name was Alex. Sorry, I thought there was something behind me. And his name was Alex, and he sells records out of his garage, but he also sells at flea markets and such. Ilya had got me to get in contact with him, and went over there, looked through all his records. He had some really great stuff. He actually had a lot of psych I didn't know. Which was awesome. I really enjoy it when I see stuff that I don't know, because I feel like my knowledge is always growing. And I feel like I tend to see a lot of the same stuff a lot of the times. So it was awesome to just see a lot of stuff I didn't know. And I actually only ended up buying one record. And that is After the Gold Rush by Neil Young with the red letters. I already have a copy of this, but how am I going to pass on having two copies of this? This is, if you don't know, it's After the Gold Rush by Neil Young, duh. But this particular version is actually a printing error. This is actually a reissue from the mid-70s. Very few were ever made with the red lettering. It's always, you know, yellow, or they call it gold. So very few came out with the red. It was a mistake that happened when it was printing. So to find another one of these was really awesome for me. I'm a big Neil fan, but I also love weird, quirky stuff like this where it's, you know, misprints and stuff. And I actually already sold this copy too. The reason I sold the Chet and this already is, one, because I already had another copy of the Neil, but I found some awesome stuff that I'm going to show at the end. This next one was the last one I got out of Dig Vinyl, and that is High Time by MC5. Original pressing on Atlantic. This is a record I've seen another copy of before and that I didn't get. I actually saw a promo of this before, and I didn't buy it. Didn't have the money at the time. So this is actually the first copy I've seen since then. And I had to buy it because I love MC5. I like this album, and of course I love Kick Out the Jams. I'm not too big on Back in the USA. But this album, I think, does a better job of kind of capturing MC5 in a studio setting. You know, there's not any covers on here. It's all just pretty hard rock material for the most part. Just a pretty damn good record. I don't think it's anything amazing. It's not like Kick Out the Jams where it's just feral and absolutely amazing. But I think it does a great job of capturing them just before they were done. You know, before drugs had come in. Well, drugs had come in, but before it kind of destroyed the band, I guess. So if you like hard rock, if you like MC5, and you don't know this one, give it a shot. There's some good songs on here. The opening track, Sister Ann, is really good. I like Gotta Keep Moving. I like Skunk on here. Really good record. Check this one out. Now, moving on to these last three. This next one I got in Eugene at a store called Little Axe. And well, it's actually in Springfield, but it's like 10 minutes away from Eugene. Walked in, it was on the wall, and I was like, whoa, that's a band I never see stuff from. So it was also a really good price, and the vinyl looked, for this particular band, looked pretty dang good. And that is Free Your Mind by Funkadelic. Original pressing on Westbound. I walked in, I saw this on the wall, I was like, holy shit. I feel like out of their first 3 albums, this one's probably the toughest one to find, in my opinion. One, I never see early Funkadelic. Like, it rarely pops up, like, at shops or anything, especially around here. But, again, was a really great price on this. The vinyl looked VG. I got it home and cleaned it, and it actually plays, like, somewhere in between VG and VG+. It goes in and out, but it sounds great. I am so stoked with this one. Love early Funkadelic. I mean, like all of us do. And just what a killer psyched out album this is. Funky psych, you know. Very similar to their first album, but even more psyched out in my opinion. Just weird, trippy. It's awesome. Eddie Hazel's going crazy on this thing. Funky Dollar Bill is a great song off of this. Free Your Mind and Your Ass Will Follow, the title track. Friday Night, August 14th is a great track on here. I'm not going to say much else. It's a great album. I'm super stoked to have a copy of this. I love early Funkadelic. Never see it. Very happy with that one. Now, these last 2 are the 2 I got from the antique store on the way home, so which was yesterday. I walked into this antique store, and I was just... I had been there before. I should say that. And I knew that that booth was there, so that's why I wanted to stop. But I had never seen this amount of quality stuff there. I think I've been there once or twice before. I can't quite remember. But I walked in and I was just blown away at the stuff that was there. Saw 2 copies of Pet Sounds, saw Velvet Underground and Nico, mono copy. Saw Wish You Were Here, US pressing in the black shrink with a sticker. Saw UK in the black shrink with a sticker. Best copy of Raw Power I've ever seen. A copy of Zipper. A copy of Hemlock. A really nice stereo copy of My Favorite Things. And just tons of clean classics too. The nicest copy of American Beauty I've ever seen. They had some early Fleetwood Mac stuff there. I was just like... But there are 2 that I picked out that I just really could not resist. You know, I actually, when I was there, I ended up posting some stuff on my Instagram story. It's not a plug for my Instagram. I do have an Instagram. I'll put it below. But anyways, I put some stuff up for sale on my Instagram story really quick. I need to make some quick deals here because I need some money. Because this booth, you know, they know what they have. They're not underpricing things. They're not putting $20 on you know, Raw Power or something like that. They know what they have. The collection actually used to belong to a Portland DJ. I can't remember his name, but that's why there's such a good amount of stuff. Really good stuff, like gems, grails, if some people want to call it that. Tons of grails. But anyways, sorry. I was just blown away. You know, it's better. It was a better selection than I see almost anywhere. It was crazy. Now, the first one I picked up, I actually had to go in the glass case for these 2. This one I didn't know was in there because they had like a couple bins on the bottom, and then they had some like on a shelf that were like more displayed because they were like the bigger ones. But this one was in a bin. This is Dark Side of the Moon. But if you look right here, this is the symbol for quadraphonic press. This is a first UK quadraphonic press with that awesome label, kind of darker triangle, and it's got the SQ for the quad right there. Now, I have been after a UK copy of this record forever, an early one too. I was happy to settle for this quad to begin with. I still want to get at least an A3 or a B3 copy. Would love a solid triangle. They're very expensive. But I saw this and I was like, Jesus. Yeah, it was a really good price too. And another thing, um, is it had a few things inside of it. It has the original quad inner sleeve, but it also has, let me see if I got them all. Oh, missing one. It's also got both both stickers and both posters. So it was a complete first quad pressing of this one. Really cool to feel the floppy cover on this one. It's not the best jacket, but it's still presentable in my opinion. Super, super stoked on this one. I listened to it, obviously. Love Dark Side of the Moon. I prefer this over the US copy. I have a very clean US copy. Where is it? This one is also complete too, but it's just the US copy. So I've got that one. Got the quad press. I prefer the quad press. I don't think it's like astronomically better than the US pressing, but it definitely is better. I feel like it's got more depth to it. I feel like it fills the space better, and I also feel like there's a lot more detail in here. I heard sounds on this pressing that I have not heard in any other pressing of this record. I actually have never heard of UK before, so it was very, very interesting. Not big sounds either, like little accent sounds throughout songs. Like Great Gig in the Sky, there was like this one sound that just that panned in the middle of when she was just screeching, and I was like, I've never heard that before. That's crazy. Anyways, super, super stoked on this. Love it. You know, now I've got the UK Metal, the UK Dark Side, and the UK Animals, so I'm very stoked on that. They did have a UK Wish You Were Here there, but it was very expensive, and I decided to get something else instead. That other thing I decided to get is this guy. Barbed Wire Sandwich by Black Cat Bones. Original US pressing on Pip in the Shrink. Yeah, this was on like the displayed records, so I you know, I obviously saw it. It was actually right up in front, and I was just like, what? That's when I knew I had to start selling some things on Instagram. I was like, I need to make some money, because I need this. It's in the Shrink, and I looked at the vinyl, and the vinyl is just, oh man. What do they say? They say you could eat off of this. Yeah, you could eat off of this one. It is just pristine. It truly is a very, very nice copy of this record. I could not be more stoked on this one. You know, if you've been watching my videos, you'll know a little while ago I tried to finagle a couple meh copies to see if I could maybe get, you know, one that was a little undergraded. Um, didn't work out. They were both crap. And so to find this one in such nice shape and just a flawless vinyl, I am so stoked. I can truly say this is a Grail record for me. Same with the Dark Side, to be honest, but I was more astounded at this. I was like, whoa. Not something you see every day. Great record, though. Really killer blues rock on here. Death Valley Blues, the opener, is just killer stuff. But that's it. You know, despite not having as many records, I still went as long. I think I just start, you know I have less and I start rambling. Maybe you like my rambles. I don't know. Anyways, you know, we got Barbed Wire Sandwich. We got UK Dark Side. We got Funkadelic, Free Your Mind. And your ass will follow. Anyways, it's been a good week. Hope everybody takes care. Hope you do good. If you're getting some shit weather, I'm sorry. I am too, if it makes you feel any better. Take care, everybody. Hope to hear from you. Leave a comment. I'm not going to tell you to like and subscribe. You can do that if you want to, but do it if you want. Don't have to. Peace, guys. See you later.